This is Raen.
I'm Braidien.
I'm Maddie.
And you're listening to Hafway Headquarters. So obviously it's a very recent transition from you being a young person to having your apprenticeship as staff.
Oh yeah.
So what's the transition been like for you?
It's been, I wouldn't say it's much of a transition. I feel like since I started coming back again, I became like a youth volunteer anyway. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like some of the responsibility was given then.
Yeah.
And then now it's just a lot more that like I can help run a session with just like me and Charlie.
Yeah,
so
people
I can
kind of have to listen to you now.
Yeah, and that, by the way, guys. Pay attention. Mm-hmm. But I think there's not much of a transition because as like a partial volunteer, there was already some of it there. So it's not been like a major one. I think it's just like gradually built over time.
Yeah.
No.
So it's more of like a gradual than a immediately.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel powerful though?
No, in my head, I'm still one of the youth.
Yeah.
Except from I've got a key to the front door in the office.
Yeah. So are you given more like responsibilities?
Yeah, you're in the
100%.
group chat.
You're
in the group chat.
Wow, the group chat.
The group chat.
Wow.
That no one talks on.
Me and Braidien aren't in the group chat.
There's nothing special about the group chat. Don't worry about it.
Have you found any difficulties like being respected as a staff member?
Yeah, 100%. So like you mainly see it upstairs quite a bit. Like I think my struggle from being staff from a young person is that I was friends with a lot of the young kids that come before I came staff. So now trying to find like that difference between like we're mates and then like you have to have like a bit more of a respect type of way because I am staff.
Yeah.
Like I still have like a role to play in it. Like I can't just be your friend at the same time.
Yeah.
So like when like just telling people like they'll come upstairs for like food and drinks, I'm like, if it's an open can, like can you please like drink it outside or put it downstairs, or like if they come in eating, like can you just eat that at the door? And then like you will get a bit of like back chat off some of the kids, but that's because they think like I'm not staff, because as well I'm absolutely tiny. You wouldn't think I'm 17 and then you actually wouldn't think that I'm staff at the same time.
At least you didn't buy child's tickets until you finished college. Like
Right,
someone,
you can't mention that on the
like
podcast.
someone. Yes, I can.
You cannot.
Every time you got on a
You
bus, you would get
literally
a child
can't.
ticket.
You
every single
literally
time.
Every single time. That happened for a month.
Sorry, I got ID'd for using my L pass once.
ID'd for an hour pass.
Yeah,
That's
it was like,
crazy.
how old are you? Have you got any ID? And I was like, I have my hour pass. It was like, you're not old enough for an hour pass. And I was like, I've got my GCSEs. Like, there was nothing else I could
No
do.
one questions me on my age. So
Yeah.
piercing covered.
I
No,
think,
it's because you look so old.
Thanks.
no, but I think piercings play a part in it as well.
They do, because people see them and they think, oh, you're a...
Yeah.
It happens actually a lot. I will go and I will buy something that's like 16 plus. And
Yeah.
I'll be with my friends, and obviously they're meant to ID all of you, but they'll ID my friends and not me.
Yeah.
They'll kind of look at me for a second and they're like, oh, nah.
Yeah.
Just ID my mates.
Yeah, you get that quite a lot. I get ID'd everywhere, even if I'm just buying like stupid things.
Yeah.
Like,
I got ID'd for scissors and like glue once.
yeah, I got ID for super glue.
Yeah.
What is that?
That is crazy. To be fair, if you're young enough, if you're like 14, fair enough.
Yeah.
But like,
I can see
surely
Maddie hurting
not.
herself with super glue.
Did that not happen at camp as well?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I super glued my shoe back together and I caught it on my fingers. Super glued
This
my
is why
finger
you
in my
need
thumb.
ID for super glue.
Yeah. People like Maddie.
So right, in what, like 5 months I'll be the legal age to buy super glue. What are they going to do then?
Nothing. They can't stop
Do you
you.
reckon Moira and Esther will be your super glue supplier until then?
No, because I don't actually use super glue. Like, I think it was just the fact that they went out buying it anyway, so I was like, can I use it to do like my shoe up? I think it was just one of them situations. Yeah.
Forgot what we were talking about now. We're just talking about super glue.
Talking about Maddie.
Woohoo!
Being a leader, being responsible.
Oh yeah.
Look at me.
You were saying, I think you were saying at camp that, I'm trying to think of what your wording was, that you're surprised they trusted you enough.
Yeah.
I think that was your phrasing.
It was, I think it's because like I build such like a different relationship with like different people. Like I never, like when I used to come here, I never think of like Moira and Esther as staff. I'd think of them like mates to talk to type thing,
Yeah.
because that's like how you build a relationship. And then like looking back at it, like from some of the stuff I actually used to do, like I'd just be bouncing around the room because I can't stand still to save my life.
Really, we haven't
Yeah.
noticed.
Trust me, I can barely sit on this chair right now. Like my legs are rocking back and forth. It's like I'm doing doggy paddle. No, but like with just some of the stuff, like it's like you class it at school as like low level disruption, and that's like what I constantly do all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's just me in general. So yeah, so in some circumstances, I'm kind of shocked they give me the apprenticeship, but I'm loving every second of it.
Have you found any struggles with that, like being a staff member and like being,
having to be more responsible in front of the other young people?
Um,
Like with what you do. So like you have this nice thing of stealing people's phones and everything. Sorry,
that's-
borrowing people's phones.
borrowing
people's phones.
before I get sued.
Misplacing people's phones for them.
It's literally just Esther's. If you haven't noticed, it's just Esther's.
No, I heard you stole Chelsea's as well a while ago.
You came up to me once going, I've got 3 phones.
Oh yeah, that was ages ago because everyone was leaving the phone everywhere. Bear in mind, this is not young people. This is all staff, and they all understand the joke.
They're all okay with it.
Yeah. Well,
And she gives it back. Well,
Yeah.
no, you stole mine once.
when?
Years ago. Not years, when we were in the building when you weren't staff.
Yeah. No, like it's mainly Esther's phone, and like she understands the joke, but she'll leave it in front of me, and I'll just take it, and then she'll look at me. And she'll be like, "Why have I just done that in front of you?" And then I'll give it back the second later. But it's just, I think it's just like they realise it's a joke, and it's there to like annoy them at the same time. Like, oh, I've actually just done that in front of you. Like,
But are there things like that you have to stop yourself doing in front of the young people now?
I'm pretty much a very impulsive person, but like, not really. I never did anything that was like could be like classed as like not good behaviour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there are certain times, like in the old building, the community centre especially, I'd run around and turn the lights off all the time, and Moira and Esther would have something to say, and they'd be like, "Turn them lights back on." I'm like, "Okay," and I'll go turn them off again. But like over here, I feel like I'm a lot more busier now that I'm staff. Like I know what to do. Like I can go engage young people in a game, like which also engages me at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about keeping you stimulated.
Yeah, 100%. Like as long as I'm doing something, I'm not. My head's not going on in the background. Oh, let's go turn the lights off. Let's like go do this. Let's go do that.
I think is actually quite helpful for some of the kids who kind of nobody can match their pace because you can.
Yeah, 100%.
And you can do that with them, and you can be that fast paced that they need to stay occupied as well,
100%.
which is really good. So it's good to have a staff member who can do that, because all of our staff are old and slow.
I wouldn't
That's
say all of them
crazy
are
to say.
old.
That's so rude. Wow.
Damn.
Ruthless.
I love our staff guys. I love
Do
our
you?
staff.
Sounds like it.
I do love our staff guys.
I've got a question. What do you guys think of me as being staff?
I don't know. I haven't really
I
thought
don't
about
see you
it.
as staff still.
You don't?
I've not seen that adjustment yet, but I think that's because obviously we were in high school together.
Yeah.
So it's very different because I knew you in high school.
What a time high school was, guys.
Yeah, so it's very different to me.
Yeah, 100%.
So to me, you're just not really staff. You're just a person that I now just like. I don't know.
You just know I'm there.
Yeah, you're just part of Hafway to me now. You're just in the background at Hafway,
100%.
but you're definitely. I don't think. Oh, I need to like be careful because it's staff. But I
Yeah.
also don't think that with any of the staff because I don't really do anything that could warrant getting yelled at most of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a bit too mouthy, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
thanks.
You're welcome.
I don't really know. I don't really like. I think I definitely see you as a staff member more
Yeah.
than like a young person.
Because he respects you more than I do.
Why do you not respect me, Raen?
you, Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
I respect you.
I think you've got the same level of respect for everybody.
I have more respect for some people. I can't give you an example, but
Yeah. No. I don't really know because I didn't know you in high school. I didn't know you before Halfway. So I
Yeah.
just kind of like thought of you from another person at Halfway to leader.
Yeah.
Not leader. Staff. Same thing.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
which I think is interesting. You guys didn't know each other because you had quite a few mutual friends.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
Who?
Maddie, for a period of time, you were with like me and the other people in high school
Yeah.
and all that.
I think a few
But
people.
So is
Yeah.
Brady. So is Brady because Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She won't
Yeah.
mind if I say her name.
Yeah.
Like all that. So that kind of, there's that crossover there. So I thought you guys would have like known each other better. than you did.
I certainly knew of Braidien.
Yeah, I think I've heard your name, but never like seen you or something. Oh,
I feel like in the school corridors, we definitely saw each other.
yeah, but I
But
wouldn't.
like,
I
you wouldn't clock
know.
on who it was.
Brady
Yeah,
doesn't see
100%.
anyone in the school corridors. He's too oblivious.
No, I just had a 5-minute early pass. So I'm just
you both did, didn't you?
I had a 5-minute early pass. I had every broken bone on the planet. It was a new one every week.
yeah.
I got mine by accident.
How does that happen?
I originally had one that would let me leave lesson,
Yeah.
and then it
What,
got,
it's like a break or like 5 minutes early from lesson ended?
no, just like to take a break from lesson.
Yeah.
And then it eventually got changed to a toilet pass, And then they eventually, it got to year 10 or year 11, and they just gave me a 5-minute early pass.
Oh, fair enough.
See, the opposite happened to me. I was given like a toilet pass.
Oh.
And then it just turned into like, leave whenever you want.
Our official session has started, so you might hear screaming and moving in the background. There you
go. No, at school I was given an out of class pass to give myself a bit of a break, so that would prevent my low level disruption. But that's just my persona anyway. I feel like
it's crazy how we all had those type of things and we've all ended up at Hafway.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's something about Hafway.
Yeah,
Hafway's good
they
support.
help us guys.
100%.
They're amazing support.
Yeah.
I think I would have been better in school if I'd gone to Hafway earlier as well.
100%.
Like,
Hafway,
genuinely.
because I've been in Hafway since year 7, so Hafway has formed me at a certain point. So it genuinely got me through summer high school.
Yeah.
Because I hated high school. It genuinely, sometimes I would just have to think, I've just got to get to Hafway.
Yeah.
I've just got to get to the session at Hafway. That's all I would think sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it keeps going at the end of the day. I
think
like going through the day as well, because like I reckon if I joined Hafway a lot earlier, I wouldn't have started mixing in with the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
I would have had more stability, because at school I didn't really get much of it.
Yeah.
So
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I reckon I would have had it a lot here, and I would have known a bit more of right and wrong
Yeah.
than I did. That's the British educational system for you guys.
Woohoo!
Gotta love it.
And apparently we were like the highest achieving school in our town.
Oh,
as well.
no.
No,
That
we
was
were
not correct.
We were supposedly. I think our school prided itself on diversity,
yeah, 100%.
and then did not do anything about diversity issues. Did not do anything about like
Yeah. But they got like good test results, but then like everything else was not up to that standard.
They were doing
100%.
something right for people to get as high grades as they did.
Yeah, 100%. Like the teaching wasn't bad, everything was good. It was just like kids like with additional needs and like other things. Oh, who's ringing the buzzer to the office? Like the school we went to struggled to help kids with additional needs, and that's just from like personal experience. So 100%.
And I think with 3 children who needed additional needs in all very different ways. So we come at it from all of those perspectives.
Like I didn't get much help in college, but I got more support than but then inevitably I didn't last long in college.
Yeah.
Because then they didn't understand why I needed the help I did. Because I myself have dyslexia and Irlen Syndrome, and I struggle with my reading quite a lot, and I never got any support through.
Yeah.
One thing that I reckon that would have helped me a lot more is if they didn't kick me out of English in year 10. I
Yeah.
got permanently kicked out of English. I wasn't allowed to go to English lessons.
I'm still mad for you about what happened with your English GCSEs.
Exactly.
I think a similar thing happened to me, but less with it was of less importance. But
Yeah.
I wanted to do Spanish, like as a GCSE, and instead they put me in a reading class.
Yeah, they did
because
that
I
with me.
struggled with reading.
Yeah.
They
But I
did that
think-
with. We were in the same class at one point.
I was
for that.
annoyed at you in that class, I can't lie.
A different conversation.
I think
Yeah.
with Irlen Syndrome, though, there's not really a point in putting you in reading class because it's
No.
not going to get better. Like, it's an actual thing. Like, you can't just, like,
Yeah, that's what a
put
lot
them in
of
a reading
people
class
don't
and just
understand.
solve it.
Yeah,
like,
that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, unless you live with it, you don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't just go and be like, oh, if you sit in this class for an hour, you'll learn how to read. All your problems will go away. No.
Yeah, it's not that.
That's how your brain has formed. Like, so to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
it
you
doesn't
can't
make a difference.
change how your brain works.
100%.
I think they were just trying to solve an issue of, like, obviously I would have struggled more in, like, learning Spanish, but I would have still...
You would have
like,
tried.
if you gave me the supplies, I would have still
Yeah,
learned it.
100%.
I
Like,
think I came from it from a completely different angle.
Oh, yeah,
Because
go on.
my issues with reading were from like underdevelopment in primary school,
Yeah.
rather than actual issues. Although we do think I have possible dyslexia. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
I'm joining the club gang.
Yay.
And what bothered me more about those was the lack of care in the sessions.
Yeah, 100%.
Something that really bothered me is, I don't know about yours, but mine and Maddie's at one point, one of the sessions got swapped to a maths session.
Yeah.
Because they assumed that all the kids that needed extra English needed extra maths.
100%.
And that really bothered me.
And
'cause
we
there's just
both
no
excel
care.
in maths quite a
Exactly.
lot.
We
Like,
both did so well.
Yeah, so it was a lot more flexible when I came up to my GCSEs, because one of the teachers had for maths, he really wanted me to do higher. But I was like, I don't want to learn more stuff to then overwhelm myself. I'm really comfortable on foundation. I'm getting 5s on foundation,
Yeah.
which quite a lot of people struggle to just get a 4. So I was like, if I could stay on foundation and be comfortable and be able to do it, why can't I?
Yeah.
So I had like this whole discussion as like with the head teacher and everything, and it worked, and I was allowed to do foundation. I achieved my 5, passed maths,
I'm very
guys.
proud of you.
Didn't get my English, but hit ho.
Yeah, but you were wrong in English.
Yeah, 100%.
But no, I think between it's kind of the same thing. It's just the complete lack of care with how they did it. They just kind of went, oh, these kids can't really read. Let's just put them in a room.
Yeah, I think what also didn't help me was my low level disruption and like my general behaviour towards school. But I think that's because I didn't get the help when I needed it.
Yeah.
Like throughout primary school, I think I got my dyslexia diagnosis in year 6 after my SATs.
Yeah.
And then it didn't get passed on to Sharples.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I got diagnosed again in year 11.
Oh, in year 11?
Exactly. My Irlen Syndrome was diagnosed in year 7. My dyslexia had to be re-diagnosed in year 11.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because nothing got passed on.
Ridiculous.
It is.
I think in the reading classes as well, they were very like, okay, everyone has a book, just sit there and read. And I could not sit there and read for like an hour. I would just get a headache and like... And a lot of other people would struggle to read for an hour, and like obviously you just start talking, you just start disrupting, and then obviously they'd either send you out or put you on something else, and it just wouldn't work. And they didn't try and not do that. They just kind of like either put you in a different class or like just told you to sit there and read, and they didn't really fix any of those issues.
No, and that's how behaviour comes into it as well. So like if you're not getting the support and help, you're going to do something differently to try and get it.
Yeah.
Which is what I did, and fair enough, I didn't go down the right path of it, but it worked somehow in the end. But like in our reading sessions, Rain will know,
See if I remember.
when we all got given the same book and we all had to read a couple pages each.
Yeah.
That's where I'd have the most arguments and the most like I'd drop my respect for the teacher at the time, because she doesn't know how bad I can't read.
She was also just a really bad teacher.
She wasn't the nicest, I must agree. But they don't understand what it's like for me to read. So if I actually tried to read something out loud, it'd take me like an hour to read a page. Like, I'd sit here and stutter, and you wouldn't understand half of it. Like reading in my head is kind of different, but it's not much to reading out loud.
Yeah.
But when they're asking us to read a page or like a couple pages out loud in this 50-minute lesson, and then you're trying to like skip ahead to what pages you'll be reading, and if you mess up that, then you're actually kind of screwed.
Yeah.
But we all had to just read out loud. Like, do they not understand, like, some people aren't even comfortable with that, without like the learning difficulties that most people have anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely not something I would do now.
100%.
So I've got more self-respect for myself now. I would stand up and say no.
Yeah, I still refuse now.
Because I've got, it's fairly like, it's not like extreme, but I have a stutter, and it would bother me trying to do that reading. But this is a different thing. But that teacher really annoyed me in those lessons.
Yeah.
Just because on the first lesson, she went, oh, I thought I was teaching a Spanish class.
No.
And then treated us like we were stupid for the rest of it.
See, the reason I ended up in that reading class is because my mum noticed how bad my reading actually was. And she was like, something's not right. And dyslexia is like genetically passed on, and quite a lot of my family do have dyslexia. So my mum kind of understood from an extent, but didn't understand how bad it was. So I had like a sit down with my mum for like 20 minutes after school once, and then the teacher that ran that session rang my mum, was like, I'm gonna have to remove Maddie from Spanish because she's just not understanding the language. And my mum was like, yeah, well, I've just sat down and read with her, she can't even understand the English half the time, what do you expect?
Yeah.
And then like they complain about how low my grades were, but then my mum had the arguments like, well, if you give her the help, you wouldn't have the problem.
Yeah.
And then that became the reason for my behaviour at the same time. And then putting me on report didn't help, because that's just a teacher's opinion against me, but I weren't allowed to have an opinion back. And it just seemed very pointless, because someone can have an opinion about you, but you can't say anything back to defend yourself. And then when you do, you're getting told off.
Yeah, I think the like authority versus like children is crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's this idea that these teachers see hundreds of kids a day.
Yeah.
And they have to form an opinion on like the 50 minutes that they see these kids.
Yeah.
Like at most you would have, I think we had in year 11 we had 6 hours of a subject sometimes. So not even like I want to say that's like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Less. You're not seeing these kids long enough to form an actual opinion on who this person is. You don't know these people, you don't know what's going on for them. You don't know what's happening, and it's just, I can't imagine trying to form an opinion on someone that I see that little. When you see all these other
100%.
kids, because it mixes, I imagine, in their head. They see 2 kids that look similar, like how they do with siblings.
Yeah.
If someone's sibling isn't well behaved,
That was me.
they assume the young one is.
Yeah.
And that's awful to put on somebody, because it sets that expectation that you can just be awful and get away with it.
Yeah, so my sisters are both like quite high achievers, and because obviously I wasn't achieving that high, it was more of like, well, your parents won't be proud of you because your sisters can do this and your sisters can do that, and I'm like, hold on, I'm my own person.
Yeah, why would you say that to a kid who's just trying to do their best?
Exactly. And that's what teachers don't understand, is like
everybody's best is different. Like
100%.
And with not like all teachers, but a few teachers genuinely have a thing of like, oh, I'm a teacher, I know more than you, I'm better than you.
100%.
Like, and at the end of the day, you can't know more than them. Like, especially with their own, like, if someone has a support plan, or if they like need something, you can't know more than them. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
you can't tell me
how
that
to deal
something
with my
isn't
problems.
right for me.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me that my solution to my issues is wrong.
Yeah, I used to get that quite a lot. So I used to, with my like 5-minute exit pass, I would go and sit with our year 9 coordinator.
Yep.
I'd go sit with him quite a lot and speak to him, and he'd understand what's going on, and he'd then email my teacher like, she needs this much time, like things aren't going right. And then like it seems to matter, like if a higher person says something, there's no issue, but if you mentioned it to that same person, there is an issue, because you don't have that level of authority to say something like that. But how would they know when it's you're the person that needs that to like help you progress, and they think they know better?
yeah.
Like, it just never made sense.
There's no respect.
No.
There's absolutely no respect. That being said, the whole education system is horrible, and teachers are underfunded, and we deserve better teachers generally.
I think you're going to find issues in every school.
Yeah,
100%.
But my issue is our school was the baseline. Our school was better than some.
Yeah.
Our school was above average.
Which is crazy.
Which is insane, because it had all these issues. I think at one point we had, 3 kids in a term in year 10 or 11 that tried to, like, off themselves in a term. And the fact that it's 3 from the same school, genuinely, like, that's all I knew about as well, because so many kids are silent about it.
100%.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to do another whole trigger warning now because of that. But it's that thing of nobody listens because you're so young.
Yeah.
And you can't, because of how it works, you can't work within the system, you can't work around the system.
Yeah.
It's about seeing if you can somehow manipulate it to kind of work for you, and that's so impossible.
Yeah. You have to have like the same level, like you have to get on the same level with someone for them to understand. But if you're going to have that constant teacher and student relationship, you're never going to get on the same level, because they automatically think, I've got authority, you don't, you're just a child, you're here to learn. If you're not going to learn, then what is the point of you being here? And that's what I got quite a lot during school. But that's just because nothing, they didn't help me with what I needed, which was just awful.
They didn't respect our time as well outside of, because obviously I don't think other schools did this, but we had ALS, which is obviously the extra hour every day in late 10 and 11, and then we had weekend sessions which you couldn't go to prom if you didn't attend, which was absolutely ridiculous. They had no respect for our time as students, and the idea that, because in year 11 people were working.
And I 100% get that people are working, but I understand where they're coming from. Like, if you're struggling in that subject, we'll put the time and effort in to help you achieve that grade. But like, for the people that are overachieving and are hitting the targeted session, like their targeted grades, I don't see why they should have done the extra sessions. Like you, for example, with like maths and stuff, like, and science,
need to go to maths
you shouldn't have gone, because there was no point. You was already excelling.
Especially because like sometimes time isn't the problem. Like, if you just studied in a different way, like,
or even just a different environment. Like, school isn't the best place for everyone.
Like, so putting extra sessions is going to help some people, but not everyone, because you can go to that session, but they'll learn in a way that's different to you, so the session will be like pointless anyway. So like, skipping it and not going would be better for you, because you could just study at home. But no, they'd still take away your
privilege to go to prom.
I think that was crazy.
But I think that's what it is as well. What also doesn't work with school is, like, if you don't do something, it's an instant punishment. And I get they're trying to help us with adult life, but like, if we're asking for help, we shouldn't get punished because we've asked in the wrong way.
I think to a lot of UK schools, it's not that we're students, we're statistics.
100%.
We're funding, we're ways of improving their school and their education. But it's not about the education. It's
100%.
about getting people in classrooms. It's about getting the money for it.
100%.
I think I was going to say this earlier because it didn't like fit the conversation, but I was in science once, and like the teacher, I'm not going to say his name, but one of the teachers, I struggled a lot in science. Like I just didn't understand it, especially like I wasn't allowed to do the practicals and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I would just like mess about or not understand it. So they would give me like written worksheets, and obviously as it was not on blue paper, I just couldn't read it.
That was my issue. No one gave me an overlay. No one gave me green paper.
So I told the teacher, like, I'm not going to do this because I can't read it. Like, you either have to supply me with an overlay or, like, print it on blue paper. And then the guy was like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. And, like, eventually he just stopped giving me worksheets. Instead of, like, giving me an overlay or putting it on blue paper, they would just stop giving me worksheets, and I would sit there all lesson and watch other people do practicals.
Yeah.
And just like not participate, and I actually really struggled in science because of that.
Is this the guy that used to teach chemistry?
Hold on, just stop.
No.
Just give us the name. I thought so.
Oh no, my problem
A lot
was
of people
with
liked him.
I can't remember his name, but you know, the short guy that used to teach chemistry. Yes.
Joe still hates that man.
Do you know why I hate him? Because there was one so I got moved into his lesson because they dropped me from higher to foundation, and he didn't agree with that, and I was like, I'm really struggling in science. Like physics perfectly fine with, but anything else other than numbers I completely struggle with. And he didn't agree with the fact that I was dropped from higher to foundation, and he never gave me green sheets, never gave me an overlay. So I went, he gave me a worksheet, and I was like, can I go to the what was it, like student resources, to go get this printed off in green because I don't have an overlay? And he was like, why do you need that? And then so I had this whole argument with him, and then it never got resolved. The next lesson he asked me to read off a PowerPoint on the on a whiteboard.
Yeah, that's like insane.
That's like the worst thing for me as well.
Yeah, because obviously he's just ignored what you said.
Yeah, and in my plan at school, it was like, make sure Maddie doesn't read out loud, and make sure she's got her overlay, make sure it's green and stuff like that. And like, so I think I got my plan like towards the end of the year of like how it was going to work, and I think I needed like every 10 minutes a teacher had to come check on me and do like a bit of 5 minutes one-to-one, just to even keep me engaged. Never mind just help me, just like keep me engaged in the lesson. And he never did any of that. And then when he told me to read off this whiteboard, it was like all hell broke loose. So I said, why have you not read my plan for school? Like, you can't physically ask me that question. He told me to stand outside, left me outside for the whole period, and at the end proceeded to tell me, you're going to come sit in here for your break and dinners, and you're going to explain to me why you can't read. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, that's insane to ask somebody.
Exactly.
I feel like you yourself just read the support plan. And
exactly.
Like,
but that's just his problem because he hasn't checked upon his students.
Yeah.
Like, that's his problem. He's not prepared for his lesson. But it all got put down on me. And I remember I got a 1 week exclusion for arguing with him. Yeah.
That's mad.
Exactly.
And that's all his fault.
That was all his fault.
None of that was on you, but like you got punished.
Yeah. I'm the one that got the punishment for trying to tell him how to practically do his job because he's not doing it.
Yeah.
I just think it is their job.
Yeah.
A lot of kids feel really bad when they make their teachers follow the support, but this is just as much their job as actually teaching the content.
Exactly.
This is part of their job. This is what they signed up for. This is what they agreed to. It is their job.
Like my mum would never have a go at me or punish me because she always knew that I was in the right, and like my mum's always been like amazing support behind the scenes. Like, fair enough, if my behaviour was my own problem and I was just genuinely being naughty, fair enough, I got told off. But quite a lot of my arguments with staff was the fact that I was getting no support, and they didn't like the fact that I was opening my mouth around it.
Yeah, I think like I had very different issues to Maddie in my like education, just because I was too like anxious to actually say anything. So if I had a problem with a teacher and they didn't give me an overlay, I would just like stay silent about it, and I would just end up not doing work in that lesson. I would end up drawing or something.
Yeah, I think though as well, you have to say something to actually then get it. But then at times, like, it depends. This sounds like really nasty and basic, but it depends whether they can be bothered. That's like what like their attitude seems like, because like if they don't give it to you, it automatically shows that like they haven't read up on their plans, they haven't read up on what they're doing for that lesson, they don't know what students are in that lesson. So it just puts that attitude like they can't bother, they don't even look like they want to be there.
So I did not have anything like a plan or anything at our high school, because I don't know. I wasn't being disruptive. I was finding my subjects, so they didn't care. I still didn't stand up for myself at any point, even when teachers treated me wrong without that. But now that I have a plan at college and I went through that 5 years of absolute hell, I stand up for myself so much more. Yeah. And if my teachers aren't following it, I go through the proper channels and I make sure it's done. Yeah. And it is so much better knowing that you stood up for yourself.
Yeah, 100% it is.
I think we'd still go about it in very different ways.
Yeah.
But it's still, I really understand why. I understand why you were how you were much more than I ever did in high school. Yeah. Because now I get it. It's
That's
so
what
much
I mean.
better
Like,
to stand
unless
up.
someone partially understands or is going through the same thing as you're just seen as a naughty kid.
I understood.
It's not just
that you were probably being treated wrong just because the high school was awful. But I never understood why people lashed out until college.
Yeah. So like, I'd be classed as a naughty kid, but as well, if they didn't see how, like, what was going on behind the scenes, and then once you stand up for yourself, you're classed as a naughty kid. So then, like, you're just getting teachers picking on you in general then. And that's, like, goes for, like, the sibling thing. Like, say if, like, you had, like, an older sibling in school that was, like, really naughty and, like, bad behaved, then you're automatically going to be put on that, profile as well. But my issue was, because I stood up for myself. So that's when I ended up on report, and then any little niggle I had, I was just sent into inclusion, detentions, everything. But that's just because they genuinely didn't understand.
Yeah.
And they just built this whole profile about me, which wasn't true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I had the same issue, but differently, because I was seen as like a good kid.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't stand up for myself or say anything.
I had that. And it meant that just by the end of year 11, I could do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
Really, as long as I wasn't, like, disrupting other kids too much. I got away with everything.
I think there was an issue once in, like, with, like, the register, where if someone gave me a detention, it wouldn't, like, go on the register. So if I did something and someone said, you've got a detention, they would put it on the system and, like, it wouldn't follow through. Yeah. So, like, I wasn't able to have detentions because of, like, the system or something.
My head of years just cancelled all my detentions.
Which one? Which year?
I know I think our year 9 one did it a few times.
Which one? The one that carried on through to year 10?
No, the one that
Computer
was here
science.
for a year and then left.
Oh, yeah.
I think he took one off, and then a lot of my other teachers just didn't care. I wouldn't do things, and they just didn't care enough to actually give me attention for it.
Yeah, I was under the microscope quite a lot, and I think as well, though, that puts pressure on you anyway, just being under the microscope, whether that's for bad or good.
Absolutely.
And then also, I reckon that not as an excuse, that makes you act out a little bit more, because
It does.
you're trying to stay on form, but then you can only try for so much. Because once you're annoyed, you're annoyed.
If people are expecting something of you, they're more likely to get it.
Exactly.
Right, we should wrap it up soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's important to talk about issues in high school, because otherwise they just don't get solved.
Absolutely.
But
100%.
There's always going to be an issue in school. I think the whole school system's like, but ours was just
our whole education system needs a rework, really.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway, okay, so this was Raen
and Braidien
And Maddie.